Hi everyone, welcome back to Danabelle Reads Poetry, the show where I holy Hi. Hi everyone, welcome back to Danabelle Reads Poetry, the show where I read you poetry. On this episode, we are going to be reading from... Y'all already know. Actually, you don't know, because what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be reading from this book. And then this book. And then, well, this one you knew. So the intention is to kind of show you how my mind works when I'm putting together collections and what is the jumping off point for the next collection. So we start with this book. Actually, I'm kind of ashamed. I'm a little bit ashamed of this book now. So like, don't buy it. No, nah. To be fair, there are still some poems that I'm still kind of like okay with, not necessarily proud of, but okay. And I'll read you the last poem in this book, which is one of the poems that I'm still okay with. Let's go. The city has been awake for hours and I'm just waking up. I'm staring into the distance, focusing on a postcard that you sent me, and I'm thinking of, perhaps, of possibilities, of the markers of memories that we established along the months and years so we could trace our way back home, perhaps. That maybe there were landmarks and street signs that we should have memorized by now. Like how the corner of your lips turn into a crooked smile, and how that reminds me of sunsets on the skyline, the way that it's the same smile but different every time. Like how your collarbones are potholes and I want to trip and fall into you face first, lips second, breath hitched, limbs tangled, lights out, no second guesses, just perhaps. Like perhaps I'll forget to breathe, or perhaps you'll take my breath away. And perhaps I'm a Tuesday night and you're a Wednesday morning, the way we'll never even notice how we blend into each other. Or perhaps we'll be two lone passengers on the train, keeping each other company until we get to where we need to go. Or perhaps I'll be a city and you can be a tourist or a resident, whichever you prefer. Or perhaps you are home and I am a postcard that says, wish you were here. And perhaps this poem is a stamp. I don't know if you guys ever wondered why I always post on a Tuesday night. And well, this poem explains it. So because in that last poem, the persona was wishing for the lover to be where she is. So I thought it would be interesting if the first poem in the second book brought the lover to her. This poem is called Once Upon a Time. I have a recurring daydream where I'm Shahrazad and I'm spinning stories for you. And you're listening with bated breath, and you're looking deep into my eyes, prodding me to get on with it. This goes on for months, and I wonder how you never notice that I'm making all of this up. How all the stories are the same, they're all nonsensical, as all good stories should be. Think Alice, think Dorothy, think Peter. Hook. I can't let this story end. Hooked. Take me by the neck. I am handing you an apple to sink your teeth into. Think Adam, think Eve, think serpent. The story doesn't end there. Stories never end in the middle. They end at the end. And this? Well, this is just the beginning now. Kiss me. Press your body to my body, sigh my name into my mouth, and then you'll know. We'll both know. that 1001 nights are not enough. No, no. This, my hand on your chest, your breath on my neck. This want is an endless pool. This need is a steady stream. This desire is an ever after. This is what they write stories about. This book ends with a poem called Vagabond, and it starts, "Dear love, I've been a vagabond for far too long now. I can't keep navigating the rough terrains in the land of men. I would like to set my bags down now. I want to go home, wherever that may be. I've been wandering the cities for years, and while train rides are always interesting, one of these days there's bound to be a train wreck, and what will I do then, love? Are you going to come to my rescue? Are you going to save me? Are you going to drive me home? Will you tuck me in and kiss me goodnight? Please check under the bed for monsters, love. I am exhausted, and quite frankly, I'm so tired of being brave. Unpack my courage and turn it into something better, something softer. Rummage for my tender, it's in there somewhere, I know it is. Tell me I haven't lost it in the way. Tell me a bedtime story, until my eyes close, until I breathe steady, and until the dreams come. Please tell me that the journey was worth it." So now that this book ended with a persona wanting to go home, wherever that may be, it kind of tickled me to start the book with a short story called Stuck. Not to give away spoilers, but this is a story where the protagonist, called Pamana Lazaro, is stuck basically at home. And I'll let you read it. Or maybe I'll read it for Danabelle Reads poetry one of these days. It took me a while to finish writing this book, and it was because I was trying to find an answer to what is home. And it was 7 years and I still couldn't find the answer. And I kind of settled for a non-answer included in one of the short stories called Paper Flower Man, and it's formatted in sort of like an interview. The writer that's being interviewed semi-answers or gives a non-answer. So the interviewer asks the writer, "Are you in search of the one sure statement of what home is, and have you found it?" Vittorio Amato Estrella, which is the writer, answers, "I am, and I have not. I might never find it. Anyway, the search is interesting. I don't think I am here to provide answers. I'm here to ask questions and imagine different realities with a reader." And I think that's very indicative of what I want this book to provide the reader. I don't want to provide you answers. I just want to imagine different realities with you. And so because I wasn't able to find an answer, the non-answer is poetry is home. So I'll read you one of my favorite poems in this book, which starts with an epigraph by Simone de Beauvoir that goes, "When she does not find love, she may find poetry." This poem is called "The Page's Landscape." Until my hands are able to find myself and a place for myself, I will write of it and sing. My fingers will slither, shake the dust smooth, all scratch, all paper, cut and ruin here on the refined body of a tree long gone. I will let my tongue loose, let it taste every sour-lipped word, let it find traces of salt, of skin, wet won't bite it. I will let it memorize how it vibrates when I say love, home, land, language, mine. When I say mine, I say air, I say wind, I say fingers can't grip and grasp all I want to hold dear. When I say tongue, I say listen, I say listen. The sky closes and the stars open and the snow moon hangs on a clothesline. I have seen enough. I have seen too many nights in this lingering echo of burst. I will palm my way through the dark for the way in or the way out. I will look for light, for prayers, for help, for God. So, there's a bit of insight, I suppose, maybe little tour, what was going on in this little noggin. I read from these 3 books. They're all available on most, if not all, online bookstores, and locally here in the UAE, you can find them at Magrudy's. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next episode. Mwah! Bye!